I wonder how that works. They have such good music in this game, like such good music, and then there's not really that much actually in the game. And they just hired someone to do this amazing track that has this wonderful style, and they never really use that talent anywhere else. It's kind of odd. Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome to another video. Today, we're going to go outside again. I left a comment on the last video saying this would be a pretty exciting episode, and I really do believe that, because there's a lot of cool stuff we can do. At the end, you guys will be able to decide once again where we're going to go. Because apparently I have no opinions of my own anymore. I think I know where we want to go. I think I want to go to the cemetery, but I also really want to go to the hamlet, so I don't know. Anyway, look, we've got lots of cool stuff. First and foremost is getting through these two doors here. Now, they sort of established that in the archives, sealed away in the archives was the way into the cemetery, okay? And here we are, we're in the archives, and here's the seal. We get a sign that says the archives, UHUNA.ARE.TENA.LAME.ARNA. Okay, and that doesn't really make any sense to us. Also, over here, we have another sign called the storage, and this says TE.UHUNA.PALANA.UHUNA.PALAMKO.LAMK. Okay, so you get the idea. How do we get into these places? Now, I really would advise, if you guys want to play this game at all, maybe skip this bit, because this was one of the coolest moments for me, figuring this out. I am proud to say I figured this out on my own, didn't have to look this up at all, and it was really kind of a very classic style puzzle. In the floor below here, we found a scroll, and this is the answer to both the door on the right, as far as I can tell, and the door on the left, okay? And this is what it shows us. And here we can see sort of the same vague symbols we have come to find on these doors over there. But no explicit instructions, no explicit way of saying, hey, here's the cipher, okay? So, what I'd like to point you guys out to, and I'll talk you through my logic of how I figured out this puzzle first of all. It'll be a bit weird, because you're actually going to see me using Notepad. I'm going to have it up on the main screen and stuff. It's actually going to be a recording thing that I couldn't have done on my old setup, so I'm quite excited to do it. But, so what you want to pay attention to first of all is we've got some kind of a cross set up. Now, we know, just vaguely from what the setup of this room, that this is telling us a way to move, right? It's a way to move across these pressure plates. If you can't assume that much, then you're going to have a really difficult time. I just worked from that base assumption, and I will tell you now that is a correct assumption. So, at the top, we've got like this plus sign that seems to show us directions, right? And the idea would go that if any of the plaques say UHU, then maybe you move in the direction that UHU is marked on almost like this compass sign, which would be forward, right? Now, does that mean north, or does that mean just forward in the direction that you're looking? We really don't know. And then it gets a little bit more complicated, because where the AR is and where the TE is seems a bit weird. Now, that could either mean left, like so, or it could mean turn left and move left, because as you can see above it, there's that weird extra little symbol up there. Or maybe it just means go left but don't ever look left. It's kind of weird, right? But we'll work it out. At the bottom as well, we've got E and we've got NA. We've got dots and dots. So, the trickiest thing at the start for me to figure out was what the E and the NA meant. Like, our theory kind of works. So here we'll go and have a look, right? This is the main door that we want to get through. It's not the secret, it's the easiest door. This is the archives. Now, it starts by saying UHU. And what did I just say to you guys? UHU seems to mean forwards. So, what I'm going to do here is open up a notepad. Here we go. And you guys should be seeing this just fine. And we're actually going to write this stuff down as it comes along. So, UHU was what it said on the archive screen first. So, here we'll go like this again. Open it back up. We've got UHU, right? Maybe this will work? Yeah, okay, brilliant. So, we've got UHU. This means forward. So, I'm going to type forward. And then it says NA up there. Well, NA on our note means ... So, we're just going to write ... like that. So we've got forward ... Then there's a full stop. And we don't really know what the full stops mean just yet, but I've come to see them as the end of the command. So every time we see a full stop on one of these plaques, I'm going to start writing on another line on the notepad, so we know where each command starts and each command ends. So now we've got AR. And AR seems to be on the left of the compass. Does it mean rotate left? Does it mean what? We don't know. But then we get an E after that, which, as we can see from this note, is just a single dot. So we're going to go on a new line here, left, dot, okay? So just the one dot. That's what it's telling us there. Then moving on a little bit more quickly, we've got TE, which means right, and then NA, which means dot dot. So we're going to go right dot dot, and I really need to be... I've done this twice before now, just to test. I did it when I first figured it out, and then I did it again to test that I knew what I was talking about. Hope I don't mess this up now. And then we've got lam, EE. Lam means back, and E means one dot, so we're going to go backwards with a single dot, like so. And you notice every time a full stop appears on the sign, I'm doing it on a new line in the notepad. And after lam, finally, there is ARNA, which means left dot dot. And I believe that is pretty much correct. So now that we've got this, now that we've got our commands, I'm going to just hide this over on my second monitor for a second. Let's try and do what it's told us. And it will become very clear as soon as you start doing this, what the dots mean. They mean how many times you move. So we're going to start, there's another discrepancy as well straight away that caught me stunned. Well, where does it begin? Does it begin here? Outside of the room? Does it begin here when we're already in the room but not on any of the pressure plates? It turns out it is actually here when we're already in the room, and the way to be sure about that is later when you're doing the secret, but here. So we'll start now, and we're going to go forward dot dot. So we're going to go forward dot dot. Then it's telling us left. Let's not rotate or anything. Let's just, you know, maintain our positioning. Left dot, okay, just one dot. And then it says right dot dot, okay. Then it says backwards dot. And then it says left dot dot. And by doing this, you can actually open the way forward. How cool is that? That's badass. What a cool puzzle. I did so many versions of this. Honestly, if you start out here, you're only here in the end, and then you're doing all this weird stuff. If you're rotating, then you end up in all these bizarre locations. It's crazy. But so, from figuring this out, we know a couple of things. Number one, the puzzle starts here. Otherwise, it wouldn't have worked. Number two, we know that if we ever get... Oh, no, we don't want to look at that. If we ever get a command of AR or TE, it means just move in that direction. It doesn't mean change your orientation, correct? So, now let's have a look at the secret. Now, the secret really did stump me for a long time. I was almost sure that there'd be a secret somewhere that we'd missed in the lexiconary. For what it looks like, by the way, we haven't missed a single secret in the lexiconary, so I'm very happy about that. Except a potion on the floor, which everyone wanted to comment on. I think it was just a shield potion, guys. Don't worry about the potion. And I was sure from looking at this that maybe we had missed something, because let's look at this. TE, we know that command, UHUNA, yeah, this is all odds. What about Parlor? Parlor is not on this anywhere. And so neither is farm or KO. And so you actually work this one out by a process of elimination. So let's bring our notepad back, like so. And here we're gonna go again. We're gonna wipe this, and we're gonna try again. So we're gonna go. First of all, it's telling us TE, which means right, which is great. So, because this starts with right, by the way, this is how you know that the puzzle begins in the room with the pressure pads, because otherwise you can't actually go right because there's a wall there because you're still in the hallway. So that's how you know that. And then it says just full stop. So this time we don't even get a dot command with that. It just says right. It doesn't say right one, it doesn't say right two, it just says right. Is that something to throw us off? I guess so, because ultimately it doesn't really mean anything. We're just going to move right. So, then we're going to have UHUNA, which means forward 2. So we can stop referring them to them as dots now. We can just refer them to as paces. So, forward 2. And then we have Parlor. I'm going to mark that as a question mark, okay? Parlor. And then we're going to keep going. We're going to go UHUNA. So, again, forward 2 again. So, whatever the Parlor does, okay, means that we have to be able to move forward 2 after it. And so that means we don't want to be running into any walls or anything like that. That will make sense for you guys in a second. So we got forward 2 again. And then, where are we? We've got Parlor NA. So now it's question mark, question mark, question mark for the original Parlor. But then it means 2. So whatever Parlor means, it means we can do it twice. Okay? And then we've got, what here? AR, so that's left. That's perfectly fine. And it says we want to do it once. Then we've got farm, which is question mark, question mark, question mark. And then notice how there's no full stop. There's also a KO after that. So this is the same, like, line that we're working on right now. So it's actually question mark, question mark, question mark, and then question mark, question mark, question mark again. Because it's the same line. So the KO is augmenting the FAAM. It's sort of like how we have forward 2 or left 1. So what that should tell you straight away, hopefully you guys are with me, is that really KO can only mean one thing. It can only be a number, right? Because this is like the format they go with. They give us a movement and then a number. So what number could KO be? Well, we've had 1, we've had 2. Wouldn't it be reasonable to presume 3? So FAM KO could mean something 3. And then we've got LAM KO, which means backwards from the LAM. And if we're right from the row above, then the KO means 3. As I describe this, I feel like if I was the student, I would be sort of lost, and I've made it sound more complicated than it is. But maybe you guys are with me. So this is what we've got so far. And now, this may not look too helpful because we've got all these question marks everywhere, but let's go through. So again, this is going to go on the other screen, and I apologize for that, but I'll read it out as we do it. So there we go. We're going to start here. We can't start here because the command begins with right, which we can't do. So there you go. There's your proof there. So we're going to go right. This is pretty basic. Now we're going to go forward twice. 1, 2. And now we have question mark, question mark, question mark. And this was parlor. So the next command is forward 2. Now, we can't go forward 2 again because that takes us off of the grid. We can't look to the right and go forward 2 because that takes us off the grid. We can go down there twice. Or we can go down there twice. We started facing this way. So let's have a look at the scroll and really think about what parlor could mean again, because there's one tiny little observation maybe you can make. If UHU and LAM just mean forward backwards, right? No rotations or anything like that involved. AR and TE, you'll notice, do actually have those additional symbols next to them, which served as a point of confusion for the first bit of the puzzle. But what about now? Now that we know that there is no rotation involved, what if those are the two extra commands? It's just they haven't been detailed on the note. So one of these commands, parlor or farm, would mean rotate left, and the other one means rotate right. That sounds like a pretty solid theory, right? So let's go back to what we have right now. We're on question mark, question mark, question mark. We have parlor to figure out. So let's assume it means rotate. Which direction can we rotate without hitting a wall? Well, we can rotate left once. And remember, parlor didn't have a number next to it on that sign. It wasn't like parlor 2 or parlor 3 in theory. It was just parlor. So we only want to do it once. So we need to move forward twice on this next step after this question mark, question mark, question mark 1. But we have to do it in an orientation that will actually go. So parlor can't mean rotate right, because you only get to rotate right once, and if we try and move forward after this twice, we're going to hit that wall. Does that make sense? It can't mean down this way, because that would be parlor 2, whatever the 2 command is, parlor NA. So it has to mean rotate left. So parlor means rotate left. So let's go back up to our symbol here, and this was the first parlor. It means rotate left, as you can see here, and there was no number associated with it. The next one as well, I believe this one here again was another parlor, so this would also be rotate left. Okay, and if not, then this last one was farm, which would be rotate right. And if I've messed them up, then we'll just reverse those in a second. So now we actually have our full code, and we're already a little bit into the puzzle. So if parlor really means rotate left, then we rotate left, we go forward 2, which is great. Then it's telling us to rotate left again because parlor 2 came up again. So 1, 2, and then it's telling us to go left 1, which is to here. And now it's telling us to rotate right 1, 2, 3, which is facing that. And now it says to go backwards 3, which is 1, 2, 3. And that should have worked. I'm almost positive we have that right, but maybe I spent so long faffing about. So let's try again, okay? So here's how quickly we can do it. We can go right, 1, 2, left, 1, 2, left, left, that way, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There you go. And that was the same movement. I guess we just waited too long. And now the gate will actually open. So that's how you figure it out. You know, they actually give you 3 commands here. The KO does in fact mean 3. And that's what parlor and farm mean. You kind of got to figure it out on your own. I really would have expected another note that would have been, you know, another variation of this that's got more information. But there you go, guys. We spent a long time on that puzzle. Oh my god, we spent ages on that puzzle. Whatever, maybe it'll just be a bit of a longer video. But I really do think it's worth it because it's such a fun puzzle to figure out, and hopefully that gives you the full description. I watched a terrible video after I was done with it. I watched a terrible video about like how to do it online. I was like, geez, this doesn't explain anything. So anyway, we get strength potion for Jonker, 2 more lockpicks for Loto Pafo, and a dragon breath revolver for Tikrit one day, maybe. Powerful runes and enchantments are inscribed upon this weapon to keep its intricate mechanisms working. Now, the damage may not look amazing here. The 11 to 33, a range of only 3, that's less than an arrow. But look at the special ability reload. I actually don't know what that does, but that sounds pretty interesting. Maybe it just removes the cooldown completely. But look at that cooldown, 1.5 seconds. So this is like bang, 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 bang. Very, very cool weapon. Maybe we'll use it one day. So there you go. I actually thought when I first came in here, there was a crossbow. There was a bit of dishonest commentary where I was like, oh, this is something we've been looking for ages, because I was so sure it was a crossbow, and it totally didn't end up being one. which is depressing as all hell. Anyway, we come into this room, and you might think, oh god, what have we got now? More of the dungeon complex. No, 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 no. This is it. We're done. This is what was behind the seal, and we actually get a note from the Island Master, and he tells us, I'm gonna shuffle that over there. He tells us, "Dear visitor, made it this far already? Splendid. Sealed in this vault are fragments of a tale that tells of a pilgrim from Zaphi. My father passed the story to me, and now it is my time to pass it forward." So one thing that's really interesting is that the father sent this message to him, which means that the Island Master actually has like heritage lineage on this island, perhaps? But okay, so what do we do with this? This was supposed to help us in the cemetery, right? Well, here's another note. This one reads, "Then he looked at the path leading to the burning hot desert he called home." This one over here, "Finally, the Star of the North came to lead the way, and he continued walking along the path." And this one over here, which says, "He began traveling towards the frozen tundras, the sun was setting." So you can actually order these based on the first word. You've got first, he began, okay, and oh my god, the inventory issues. Then we have, then he looked to the path leading, and then finally the Star of the North came to lead the way. So that's our notes. That's actually how we get into the cemetery. And if that's not clear to you guys, that will be in a future episode. When I very first started playing Grimrock 2, it's funny. It's actually amazing how quick people got through the game. In like the second day ever, I saw one of the biggest like threads. One of the things people were most having issue with the game was this puzzle. Like they got through that one we just did, but it was this idea of what these notes are telling them to do. People were struggling with, because it kind of assumes that the Grimrock fantasy world is just like the real world, as in, you know, north is cold and south is, you know, hot deserts and stuff like that. And again, that's only from the perspective of someone in the northern hemisphere. And to really understand that puzzle, I'm really doing all this commentary preemptively. We don't want to go this way. To understand that puzzle, you have to like really basically look at the Grimrock 1 world map, which is just bizarre, but whatever. Okay, so that's pretty much that. Let's head on down. And we are actually done with Deciphering. Now, for the rest of the episode, I was expecting us to be here maybe 6-7 minutes in, not so late. So this might be a little bit rushed. This was going to be a bit of an RPG episode, if I'm honest with you guys. I was going to take us through and dump all of our stuff off at the vault and do some level ups, stuff like that. But what we'll do is we'll first of all let's do the desert. Now, I do want to kill those monsters in the desert. We are more than sufficiently powerful for it. I do believe, really, if we properly tried, we could have killed them, as I mentioned before, on our first visit. But we should be totally fine now. I have a very cool technique, especially now that we've had so much cool rogue stuff going on in the dungeon we just did. If you can't remember we did access this wind gate. We don't have to go all the way through the pyramid or anything like that. We just head into the desert. And it's nighttime, which is pretty beneficial to us. Beautiful night sky. And we just got to find them wherever they are. Now, the best way to kill them is through backstabs and melee attacks. You'll notice straight away they are immune to fire damage. Does 0. So, and they will siege you. But if you stealth yourself, I'm going to cast darkness too. So, you know, we're just that little bit harder to detect. Sanon is starving, which is great. We'll give you not an egg. We'll give you one of these. You'll notice my inventory's a little bit more sorted out. What we're going to do is stealth. And there we go. Now he can't see us. And we are going to go ham with Loto Papo. And we do a lot of damage. As you can see there, the backstabs are immense. And then we simply just stealth again. And we're going to go for another special big hit here. Oh my god, we missed. Oh my god, what the hell? Alright, he still can't see us. That's amazing. I guess it's because he moved forward. Look at all that damage, it's crazy. Now, when he turns, you do want to get out of the way, honestly. Now, the arrows are going to be kind of nice, but also, at the end of the day, he will siege you if you try and range him properly, so... And there you go, down he goes. As you can see, really, really basic stuff. The other one as well has barely even seen us. There is some great drops that just came on the floor there. We'll grab those once we've dealt with both of them. Sanon gets a level up, which is great. This guy won't know what's hit him. Oh my god, hello. God, he's scary. Oh my god, did my graphics just crash out? What was that? My screen just went black. Alright, let me get a... wow, we don't have any. Are we really going to do some alchemy in the middle of a fight? I guess we are. Loto, enjoy that, man. There you go. Because those special abilities really are going to help. It just means with a bit of planning, really, a rogue can do so well in this game. And I guess that's like the idea of a rogue. Here we go. Now you'll notice, I don't know why I'm casting the fire spell there. I could be casting the air spell. People seem to really, really want the air magic stuff. Can we invis one more time? Out of energy. God damn it. Do I have to craft another one? I suppose it's not that difficult. There we go. And one more. There we go. And down he goes. Lots of damage there. Jonker really didn't get to steal the spotlight there. We get another power gem. Check it out, guys. So we've actually got 4 power gems now. All we need is access to a shrine. And so this is why, in a big way, I want to go to the cemetery. From that enemy, we get a power gem and nothing else. The other one, however, will drop some cool gear. First of all is the meteor plate. And I've already talked to you guys about how amazing this gear is. This gives us protection plus 18. It's so powerful. We're going to equip that there. We're going to drop that plate on the floor. And Jonker is going to go on a feast. Because finally I feel happy to do it. Look at the amount of food he needs to level now, though. It's crazy. So he's going to gain a level. He didn't eat any racial stuff there. We're going to do our last point in armor. This will make him proficient in heavy armor. He's all the way up to 94 protection, 5 evasion. Jonker is now way more tanky than Loto Patho. Way more tanky. And that's going to be painfully obvious if we go to the cemetery next, where enemies just do crazy damage, but Jonker just shrugs it all off. It's amazing. It's so cool. Also on the floor is another gold key. We're actually going to start swimming in gold keys very soon. There you go. You can eat that. Clear up a bit of space. Going to start swimming in them. Sandon here is going to finish off concentration, so now he's done with that, and we can start speccing into maybe some other lines soon, maybe some defense kind of style stuff. Not 100% sure yet. But yeah, I mean, that's going to be really, really cool. So, we do now have the 4 power gems. I'm just going to bug out of this place now straight away. We're going to get going. We do have the 4 power gems, but no shrine to put them in. Now, there could be one in the hamlet. There could be one under the hamlet in the sewers. There could, well, there's not necessarily one in the sewers, but do remember, was this one here? This face told us that the silent one, who is the guy over on the other side, has a friend who is more willing to speak. Head towards the sunrise beyond the gate to find him. So somewhere in the cemetery is a friend. Now this friend will help us get onto that central island there. The middle of Sleet Island, the famed, wow, how do we even get there? The solution will be there, and that's a shrine, guys. That's where we can immediately craft something. So that's one of my biggest reasons for the cemetery. Maybe I've made a good case to you all, but I will still leave it open to you all because, you know, it's just going to be a bit more fun that way. If there's some really convincing arguments or votes for, you know, the other places like the hamlet, I'd love to hear them. But before we end the episode completely, I'm going to give you another reason to go to the cemetery by going actually back to the castle now. You notice how we haven't really seen for the hub any real extra gateways for a long time. Apparently there's one in the hamlet, but we haven't activated it. It's kind of cool, actually. Like, you would have expected this many hours in. I'm clocking nearly 60 hours, I think, or is it nearly 50 hours on Grimrock 2? Of course, that's through both files, but that's pretty cool, right? Like, geez, what a substantial game. I think back to Grimrock 1, I think the series was over by this point. So we're going to move along. And now you'll notice many enemies have respawned. Not only this, but a new... okay, we'll kill this guy first. Not only this, but a new enemy has started... oh, god damn it. Why does this go all the way over here? What is this? Can we collect the arrow? Oh my god, that literally just got fired the length of the map. What is that? Oh, and the turtle's back as well. Hello. I'm going to climb up here. A new enemy has started spawning. An enemy we've never seen before. And he was over here just a second ago. This is a particularly dangerous enemy. Ah, there he is. I guess he can fly, so maybe we'll come over. You'll hear the winds howling. That, my friends, is an air elemental. And these are the enemies I've talked about a few times in the series before, in that you basically can't do any damage to them unless you use the spell, which is the elemental damaging spell that we learn in the ruins of Deciphering. This is our only way for our party to do damage to them. If some people incorrectly assumed that air damage damaged them because they actually got numbers instead of zeros. Yeah, but those were green numbers, guys. That means that you're healing the air elemental. It is impossible to damage them without the spell. So that secret in the ruins of Deciphering is required to get through these, and they're pretty tanky too. I'll demonstrate it as well for you. Look, check it out. They do fair damage as well, and yeah, they're very loud. Oh my god, am I surrounded? There's 2. That I really don't like. Uh-oh. Okay, maybe we'll just get some more energy potions ready. If we get them in this choke, we might be okay. Hopefully this is the one we already did damage to. See, look, if I try and attack... oh my god, no. Okay, it's only a tree. Thank god. I thought we were surrounded then. Okay. More energy for Sanon, because he desperately needs it. Because D-Spell is a ridiculously expensive spell to cast. Okay, kill that thing. Luckily, we shred through everything else. But, you know, these are really dangerous enemies. These are a big issue. You'll see ones flying around at the frigging castle as well. We got 70 there. That was pretty good. You'll see them flying around the castle. These cannot be avoided. When they start spawning, you're going to be in for a really bad time. 400 experience for killing one. I'm going to ignore that other one. We're not going to bother with that. So, we do have to now be very careful of these things. And so far, because our only way of killing them with them is with Dispel, it means we could run into some issues. However, again, in the cemetery, there is a weapon we will find that does no damage to things of the mortal realm, or whatever you want to call it, however this game's lore works, but instead will deal damage. It's like a blade that, even if you slice it through a person, through flesh, it will do no damage. But if you slice it through something magical, like an air elemental, it can damage them. That's the ethereal blade, and it's another way for us to do damage to them. You saw how much of a pain they are to take out, and since they're going to be around, I don't know, guys, it seems like it's the smart thing to do. But that's pretty much it. I can't believe this episode was so long. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Between episodes, we're here in the hub. We're nice, safe. We're warm. I'm going to drop all my stuff off. We're going to clear things out. And we'll be ready for our next adventure wherever you guys want to go. So there you go, guys. I hope you have a great day. And I will see you next time.